Naruto 659, viewer comments, 660 predictions, and we've been reading and watching this for a long time, haven't we, Naruto fans? Okay, Madara. It's been shown by Kishimoto in the past how awesome he was. How awesome he is in the present as an Ito form, okay? Just incredible. And now, alive. His powers, how overpowered he is, how just unbelievably awesome a villain, and how evil and mean and scheming and all the this is all about him. The Madara's plan, everything coming together, right? Only the second person to unlock the Rinnegan. This guy's amazing, and now he's got exactly what he needed. The person that he couldn't beat, right? The first, he's got his face in full freaking Sage mode on his chest. So he is there, although he has lost an arm. He is bleeding like a stuck pig all over the place. I mean, you know, and he does have sand from the one-tailed Bijuu and from Gaara, I believe, running around in his system. So that may be what's keeping him from healing up properly. So he does have some problems. But anyway, moving on. Now, Madara is, just real quick before I get to the comments, Madara would be the best motivational speaker you could have at your college, at your business, or wherever. Why? Because this guy doesn't give up. He forms plans. And you've seen him. He goes, well, this isn't exactly the way I planned it, but, you know, I'll roll with it, and I'll just make some adjustments and go with it. Instead of falling on the ground, going to the fetal position, no, this guy is awesome. I mean, just apart from being a villain, this guy does not give up. He is amazing on that. And beyond the villainy, I can say he's just awesome. That's another reason I'm liking this guy even more. He just rolls with it. And then he gets beat by the first. But we'll see how that goes. All right. And thanks again, everybody, because viewer comments are amazing. Although this week, let's also admit that, at least so far, not as many comments, because this kind of chapter, it's a good chapter, kind of predictable, but it didn't really generate. I mean, these are things mostly we've talked about. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started as the most positive comment that I have read. And also one of the very short ones. BRKY06, you are amazing. Well, you are amazing. Every one of my commenters are pretty freaking amazing. So we'll start. That's a really positive start, isn't it? All right, thanks for that. Mr. Marcus, I don't like the whole concept of Naruto getting Kurama taken out of him. Just seems over the top. I really can't picture him without the Nine Tails, but does this mean that it's possible that Kishimoto will kill off the main character, then resurrect Naruto like Christ? Or will this be the setup of preparation for the final fight between Naruto and Sasuke, because it will make him more or even fight as far as power goes? Or will Naruto get another power-up? Anyways, great review, Steve. Enjoy your Christmas salute. All right. Merry Christmas to everybody. Thanks for reminding me of that. Now, couple of things here. The idea of Naruto, and there are people that are going to comment, of course, on this later, of him losing the Nine Tails and having to depend on his other powers would be awesome. Okay. Would just be amazing if that could happen. And then, of course, he could also, instead of being the Jinchuriki, as we've already seen, he could end up being a partner. They could just be partners because they work together and they know how to work together. And so there wouldn't truly be a Jinchuriki, it would be an actual partnership. And that would be amazing. I think that would be awesome. Okay. And making characters, seeing what characters are like without, I mean, because he's relied on, you know, the Nine Tails forever, even as a kid, to survive. So seeing that would be amazing. But I think it would be some hard writing. I think it would be pretty tough on Kishimoto to pull it off. But it would be an awesome place to go to. Now, what I think you're saying is, well, then there's the thing about him dying. Depending on how it happens, and at the level he's at, I'm sure he could survive it. Okay. I mean, his mother did, even though she could have ended up surviving if it wouldn't have been for the whole, you know, suicide pact thing with Minato, which still never works. It didn't work. It was the first thing in this series that I went, suicide pact? What? What? Okay. So that never worked for me. But anyway, I'm trying to get past that now that I brought it up. So he can survive it. I'm pretty sure of that. But like I said, getting reunited and being partners, I think that would be pretty cool. But anyhow, and also, I don't know how. I mean, let's just be honest. I think Kishimoto has been pretty. I think he's avoided stuff. He's mainly been able to keep our interest in it, and he's not been killing people, and he's kind of. It's genius. Okay, I like a lot of the stuff that he's done, but he is dragging things out too long. There are criticisms that are fair. But anyway, I think I got to what you were saying there, Mr. Marcus. And if handled correctly, I think it woff be interesting. But we'll see. Anyway, I really do appreciate your comments. Awesome stuff. All right. Kronoff 317. My prediction. Sasuke comes in and saves Naruto's ass just like the old days. We've seen Naruto battle a lot. I like your idea right there. He gets in trouble and Sasuke has to do the stepping up. And I like the animosity between him and Madara now, too. I love that. That's something I think we should maybe talk about a little more, is how much Sasuke hates Madara. He's now focused on destroying Madara because he's the thing. But, of course, then I don't know, then he's going to start attacking the Tail Beast just after that. So, I don't know. This is going to be interesting. But, back to your comment. But not much of Sasuke in this war. Well, this would definitely be a good time, and him saving Naruto would be something that's happened in the past. So I think it's highly unlikely to happen. Okay, I would love it if the ending of this part of the fight is strictly Sasuke versus Madara. Sure, he could get some help, but it would be cool to see the strongest of their clan and the most revered to be taken down by Sasuke. Okay, stop here. I like what you said in the beginning. I like him coming in and maybe being the tip of the spear, but the whole battle against him. I mean, we've already seen. It kind of goes against the whole flow of the story. I mean, you've got Gaara that's already done his thing. Other people can do stuff to start slowing him down and doing things. So, yeah, and also just thinking about it, Gaara would have probably been a good person to get rid of in the beginning, but then again, I don't know. Anyway, with Madara, back to your comment. Okay, so anyway, not doing it by himself. That probably wouldn't be good. Could get more respect for Sasuke and his clan, redeem his clan by stopping those who dishonored it. Would be a great way to do it. Could also lead the people supporting him for Hokage and lead to Naruto Sasuke's fight for the title of Hokage. Also, it would be getting at the actual real plan that the person that had the plan and everything to get rid of, that killed his parents. He's actually finding the mind that created the plan and set everything up to have his parents and his brother and everybody killed, his family wiped out. So, finally, he's actually, targeting the right person. All right, really do appreciate your comment. And let's see. Kier Dickus. Haha, now, wow. This limbo technique that Madara used was so badass. It clearly shows how much he truly knows and how much higher of a level he actually is compared to the rest of the ninja world. I'm seriously doubting if Hashirama were alive as well, that Hashirama would win against Madara with his Rinnegan and awesome new jutsu that just came with it. Overall, great chapter and great review. Really do appreciate it. All right. And let's see, B10s. I think the arm of the Geto Mazu that Kakashi Komoid in the other dimension is going to be an important contributor somehow in fooling Madara's plans. Well, Kishimoto has made sure that through all these stages that things were never perfect, that there was always some imperfections in it that could be played on, right? So it wouldn't work properly. All right, and it could. It absolutely could. All right, and let's see. Appreciate your comment. Cloud Yotan. And I'm going to read both your comments back to back here. Okay, Janisorf here. Ditch my old channel. Anyway, this chapter was great. I'd like to see a few people die, to be honest. Hopefully B does. Not that I don't like B. I just think a few deaths would be good for the story. Great review as always. This chapter showed just how powerful Madara is. He and only one eye suppressed all the Bijuu single-handedly and effortlessly. Imagine if he has the Bijous in him with both Rinnegan eyes and the Yin-Yang mastery plus Senjutsu mixed. Wow. That's right. So we're slowly going through the route where he's accumulating more power. But with this many players, how... I don't know. There's too many. I mean, they're going to really have to do something here. But anyway. All right, and it is nice that Naruto and the 8 are now going to, because they've really been carrying the fight pretty hard. So now that everybody else is going to have to end up bailing them out, now that all the Kages are there. All right, appreciate your comments. Armin Gregorian. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I think... No. Okay, let's go ahead and go here. Armin Gregorian. First, I thought I missed one, but anyway. First Kage was supposed to be this god that no one can stop, but now he is on the floor and not doing anything. Sanada, he can't move unless someone pulls his rods out. I'm still wondering where Tobirama and Hiruzen are at. I just wish he would... You know, I don't know. I just wish that he would get us caught up. He's just too far ahead. And I think I missed this. I think this was Kier Dickus. I think, yeah, G. Gorsi. Did I read this? Okay, no. This was a response you made. I thought I missed one. Here we go. G. Gorsi. I thought it was basically a Shinra Tensei. Seriously naming the chapter after it. I thought it was supposed to be some incredible jutsu or something. Just a big, stupid letdown. He should have just called it Shinra Tensei for goodness sake. Originally, I thought it was Shinra Tensei, blowing them all back. Then I noticed Madara never raised his arms. He just used his eye, kind of like MS and Amaterasu. Thought maybe it was a mistranslation, but it looks like a new technique. Either way, it's awesome technique as it should be with the Rinnegan. Yeah, we had a lot of that discussion last week, didn't we? Now that he got the eyes to do it. I was referring to the rest of the alliance that isn't already present or doesn't seem to be present, such as the Kages, Tobirama, Hiruzen, Ochamu, and so on. They've already shown themselves more than capable of fighting in any environment as destructive as this one, and yet they're nowhere in sight. I would at least expect some kind of distance strategy in play here, but the fact that all responsibility is basically relegated to Madara's target seems sloppy. And where did Sasuke go? His Susanoo could be extremely useful in this situation. I like your overall comment here. I like, especially the last paragraph, because you really we needed to have had panels showing other characters responding or getting ready to do something. We really needed more overall from this chapter, because just as I said in the review, and as you said very well here, we don't even know what these characters are doing. We're just kind of, there's a whole bunch of people out there. Who knows? Maybe they're having a party. Beach party, everybody, something. Not the best time of the year, unless you're in the southern hemisphere, that would be. All right. Anyway, I really do appreciate your comments. All right, Michael Gethman. I like when Madara was laughing at this chapter. He knows the Tailed Beast can't stop him. I'd like to see Madara rip the 9 tails out of Naruto and the 8 tails out of B. Only question I got for this week is how can the Geto Mazo be an Obito if the Geto Mazo was transformed into a tree? Madara's rampage is getting exciting in DT Ninja 831. I agree, man. We're missing something. Their cause, personally, I thought they were one and the same, but apparently they are separate. So yeah, that's yet another thing. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, okay, and Dharma79, appreciate your comments, awesome stuff. Dharma79, Rampage, rarely have I seen a more boss image than Madara going from the exhilaration of the sensation of pain to the sinister business at hand. I don't know what is about to happen, personally. I'm not sure if the Bijous will be absorbed back into the Geto again, or something will stop them from becoming once again forcefully, and at the Bijuu watched in a Coliseum as Madara and the others duke it out. I'm thinking that the Bijous will become one again, forcefully. Naruto and Killer Bee will have their partners removed, and Naruto will find the power of the 9 tails in him again. Before the sage visits and injects every orifice with the upgrade to Senju DNA, Sage's 6-fat DNA has to have a failsafe in place for in case the 10 tails were to be used in a dangerous way. I'm calling it now. The next fight will be Sage Naruto versus Sage Madara for all the chips, and then they will knock each other out and fight in an all-white room in the spiritual plane at a place called King Cross. Then Naruto's friends, sensing his peril, will let lift their hands to the sky and transmit their chakra to Naruto, and he will finally defeat Madara, Majin Madara, with a spiritual bomb he cannot absorb. Then a time skip, and Naruto and Sasuke will fight in tighty-whities with pillows for the title of Kage. A very colorful, interesting, way that you have everything laid out. I think that probably most of that is not going to happen. Now, if the tighty-whities fighting for the title of Kage is the one thing that does happen out of this, that would be hilarious. Right, well done. All right, and this is absolutely about having fun. All right, Simulcraw. I think that Killer Bee and Naruto will die and get revived, at least Naruto, by Obito. That is probably the only useful thing that Obito can manage to do. This is the whole thing with Obito, and I really don't want to spit on my tongue on this, because we've spent so much time. Obito, first, is he going to turn good? Is he not going to turn good? If he turns good, then he has to do something to redeem himself, and that's where we're at now. So I think he's gone all the way good. I think he just freaking hates Madara. And so what's he going to do? He's going to try, I guess, to do something to redeem himself and die. So that kind of looks like where it is. I actually hope it doesn't. I really like Kishimoto to go somewhere else with this. I really would, because that's too expected. All right, appreciate your comments. Cloud Yoton, where are Tobirama, Hiruzen, Orochimaru, Sasuke, Guy, and the 5 Kages? Are they literally just doing nothing while Madara is comfortably carrying out his plans? That can be considered plot, really? Yeah, we needed some panels. We needed some panels. This is a problem Kishimoto's always had. Most of the time he doesn't give panels to other things going on, which he should. Now, of course, I understand the anime, that much skipping around would probably be kind of difficult, but for the chapters, I think we really need it. All right. Anyway, NW Order, appreciate your comments. NW Order for Life. The chapter was bad. Madara's Rinnegan Jutsu was boring and uncreative. Can't believe Kishi is recycling the same chain method to Geto Mazo's statue. Shouldn't the statue be destroyed now? Also, what happened to the sealing the tail beasts in order? How can the statue have the power to instantly seal them when it's been reset? Remember that the Akatsuki had to give it their chakra for days in end, so this is stupid. Best part of the chapter was Kakashi's Kamui on Geto Mazo. Even Madara praised Kamui. He did. He said, oh, somebody else has got a good eye. Obito is, although that may not be the person you want to get attention from, Obito is reminding us that he's not yet out. Surely he will ensure that eye does not go back to Madara. I'm still predicting that Sasuke gets the eye after Madara takes his. One quick thing is, he's got a Zetsu arm. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't do the old, let me just pop some eyes in my arm trick, because it's clear that people have been able to use them at least to be destroyed. They were usable in that manner. Whether you could use them in a way, I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting. But I'm surprised Madara doesn't just start popping some eyes into, because he's got, Obito's got some eyes, extra stuff over there, and Sasuke, I'll pop yours in there too, and I'll just kind of carry him around with me. I'm surprised he doesn't do something like that. And let's see, appreciate your comments. NW Order I just read yours. DT9831, you make excellent points, man. I agree. It's waiting to see 1,000 hand Buddha attack, LOL. But did you notice that Kakashi Kamui'd one of Geto's arms? I have to wonder if that piece is important. I mean, several people thought that Dark Zetsu was down for the count, and look at him now. So, could be. Let's go ahead. Okay. Goku Madara. Okay. How do you feel about Madara currently? Do you believe that he, as of currently, can defeat Obito at his strongest? Remember, he has Sage Mode, and also he can use that coupled with Zetsu to overpower Obito. Hypothetically speaking, do you think Madara will Rinnegan, Sage Mode, Mokuton, EMS, more knowledge, more battle experience, and Zetsus can defeat Obito on Sinin Mode? By the way, subscribe to my channel now, please, and love that you... Okay. Love what you do, don't ever stop. Okay, as far as subscribing to other people's channels, And unless I know someone in real life, I mean, if I know someone in real life, then, you know, and they'll go, hey, you know, subscribe. Oh, okay, whatever. But I typically don't subscribe. I don't mind looking at other people's stuff every once in a while. And Goku, Madara, anybody that's actually, you know, can click into your and go straight to your channel and all that kind of stuff. But I usually I just don't do that. So that's just me. Now, as far as you bring up some really good points. How do you feel about Madara currently? We've really talked about that as a character. I mean, and you listen a lot of the stuff. He's so overpowered, you know, that of course the only person that can defeat him is the first. So this is it's pretty good. So I'm liking it. It's but it's just like what I've been saying, what other people have been saying. It needs to be more balanced. There needs to be other things in here. It's overkill. It's OP overkill. We know this already. We've got it. Okay, and I think unfortunately we're going to have several more chapters like this. I would really like it to be cut. I would really like one more chapter to finish this. I know that sounds abrupt. I really want one more chapter to finish this so that we can actually get into a multi-battle as opposed to showing. Hopefully we're just done having to see, you know, a one-sided deal or whatever. Well, in the beginning it wasn't one-sided, but you know what I mean. We get the idea. He's awesome. Let's get to the real battle is what I'm trying to say. All right, really do appreciate your comments. Sage Blue 92. I'm interested to see if Kurama really does get separated from Naruto, forcing Naruto to use more of his own power. I've always wanted that to happen, and somehow I might get it. Also, I love viewer comment videos, as I do. They're awesome. And yes, I would. If Kishimoto is going to do this correctly, I would love to see it. We have to see him there. And also, it actually fits in line with everything. You have to rely on everyone else. So I really love that. And let's go and open these comments up. Really do appreciate your comments. And let's see. All right, got some really good stuff going here. Let me get some water and get ready for the next one. From G. Gorsey. This chapter, like all the rest, was amazing. Madara trying to extract the Bijous from Naruto and Bee is something to look forward to. And stop for a second. I really like that. I like that we're going right at it, and because now we've got this amazingly threatening character going right at him. So I enjoy that too. Continuing on. I wonder if it will happen or how it will be stopped. Right now, Madara is the top player in the game with the Rinnegan and Hashirama Senju Chakra, I guess. He apparently has sufficient power to drag all 9-tailed beasts back into the Geto Mazo simultaneously. What the hell? Does it make sense? Seeing as Hashirama alone had the power to command all 9 of them, the amount of effort that took was never made apparent to us. But just from a narrative perspective, this is annoying. The vast majority of Part 2 was vested in the capture of the tailed beast, and that was already reversed. So what now? On the upside, I liked seeing Obito rebel against Black Zetsu a bit, ensuring that the Rinnegan's destruction might very well be key to stopping Madara. Thoughts on the way things are going now. I'm somewhat disappointed with Madara pulling the Bijus back to the Geto statue. I was hoping for some action on this part now that he has the Rinnegan. Hopefully Naruto and Kurama will find some way to get those loose and help all the others. Although I like the way Madara is less talk and more action, I enjoy how he is condescending and cocky toward everyone. Why Kakashi and Minato have not taken the Rinnegan from Obito is beyond my understanding. I mean, the guy is dead no matter what. Death awaits Obito. They should just approach Obito and Black Zetsu, take the Rinnegan and Sharingan. Kakashi should take the other Sharingan and do something Rinnegan. I'd like to see what happens in that situation. Anyhow, because him with the Rinnegan, look, now we're back to the whole thing. I mean, how much power does a Rinnegan take, okay? He's kind of been built up somehow to have enough, to be able to spam something that was killing him before. Now the Rinnegan, I don't see Kakashi being able to do that. That's too much for me. Anyway, it'd be fun to watch, but just Of course, we've probably already, reached beyond the realm of even fake believability with Kakashi's eye abilities now. Anyway, back with the word anyway, because we've seen the Bijous in chains before this chapter. It didn't rate so high. Keeping my fingers crossed that Killer Bee doesn't die next chapter. Good work, Steve, and awesome review. I have to be honest. I thought that Killer Bee was somebody that might die early on. Because he was someone he became important to Naruto. He was someone that became very important to Naruto. It's like an Uncle B. So I thought that put him in a place to get killed. But now, as everything is gone, I don't see it as... I mean, we're beyond simple somebody getting killed here for reasons like that. So I'm not saying he has plot protection. I'm just saying it doesn't make as much sense to me. So, and he's a good, interesting character. I'd like to see that the Jinchurikis, as many as they can, make it, because they've all suffered. So there we go. Appreciate your comments. Awesome stuff. KX Mixer X. What a chapter. Slow pace or not. I thought it was awesome. Madara's performance this week is yet another piece of evidence proving that he was just having a bit of fun during last week's Bijuu beatdown. Let me stop for a second. So we got some people that are happy with the chapter, some people didn't like it. But what makes this so awesome, and the reason that viewer comments are awesome in and of themselves, which I really do appreciate everyone's efforts, is because it is somebody could go, I like something, I don't like it, and that in and of itself is boring. But here we have people in depth explaining why, the things they liked and didn't like about it. And even people that didn't like it, and they're like, well, I like this and that. I mean, so it helps us like in a real conversation, okay, to get a lot more out of it, okay, than just I like something or I don't. So anyway, that's the reason this stuff is awesome, in my opinion, or one of the big reasons. Continuing on, I haven't said it for a while, but I feel it's necessary and appropriate to bring it up now. Madara is indeed not evil. His actions during the entire war have been one of a man content to simply speculate and occasionally participate. Let's go through the list of why I believe this is true. Now, before I go this, I think Madara is evil. I've been in the camp that thinks I think his personality, he's been evil from day freaking one. I think the dude is evil. But if the writing is good and the story makes sense and they make him out that I did all this to save the world, I put this all on myself to do all this stuff to save the world, then okay, if it's done correctly. Okay, and we have so many different opinions on here, okay, and I am not a guru, and I'm humble because I've been wrong so many times in this, that and that's another reason people watch you're not getting one person's. It's not like, okay, here's like, my 10 opinions and everybody has to go with that, and I'm only going to read opinions from those 10 ideas or whatever. We get everybody's stuff, and that's what's fun for all of us. All right, continuing on. And, okay, six reasons, and part 5 has a part A, B, and C. All right, now let's get into this. Like I say, it would be awesome if the writing can make it fun, if you can turn him into a good guy or something. It's the story. Number 1, the initial fight with Gokage. I think he meant Hokage. But anyway, he spent literally the entire battle toying with all 5 of the Kage. I personally feel as if he was just seeing what the current generation's leaders were capable of. Whatever the reason is, though, he didn't take it seriously and he kept all 5 of them alive. This is not the work of an evil man. Number 2, his participation of the main battle against the Jubi and Obitos was practically non-existent. The only point at which he started to take interest in anything at all happening around him was when Hashirama arrived. And even then, he still acted like someone testing the waters rather than someone generally interested in setting an age-old rivalry. 3, his reaction toward Obito setting the infinite Tsukiyomi in motion was not the reaction of an evil man. He showed general alarm and concern when the Moonside plan seemed to be becoming a reality. If he was really evil and on Obito's side, as he claimed to be after being resurrected, he would have rejoiced in the plan coming to fruition. But he didn't. He started hatching plans to prevent it from happening. And sounds like a villain, right? Nope. Number 4. Madara has yet to reveal a clear motive for his actions during this entire war. I like where you're going with this. I like where you're going with this because this gets... Let me stop and just throw this in here. This gets to if you're going to get good Madara. Then you go, well, I think it gets to the thing, people are evil and stupid, and I had to do this to pull everybody together. So you're gonna, so the idea, I think, okay, and I will get back to reading your comment, is that he's doing evil for a good reason, motivated by good reason, which is a really good plot line, in my opinion. It's just, and it's been done a lot of times. But okay, back to your comment. Rather, he's acting like a thrill seeker, someone just in for the challenge. This chapter, in fact, was a great example of this. Number 5. I think I'll read number 4 again, just make sure I didn't lose the flow of it. Madara has yet to reveal a clear motive for his actions during this war. Rather, he's acting like a thrill seeker, someone just in it for the challenge. This chapter is, in fact, was a great example of this. Okay, number 5. Let's examine what Madara's actions have set in motion since his initial death. A. The unprecedented union of the shinobi world. B. The disarmament of 5 great nations. The Bijus are no longer in the hands of the ninja, who have historically shown that they cannot be trusted with their power. C. The fulfillment of the Hermit and Sage's prophecy that a pseudo-reincarnation of himself, Naruto, will unite the beast someday and bring peace to the world. I find it funny that the series is called Biggest Villain and responsible for the most peaceful events in the history of Naruto world. 6. The point remains to be seen whether or not it will prove my theory. In fact, it could turn out to have the opposite effect. But I believe that Madara's caging the Bijus again is not so he can reform the Jubi, but so he can lock them away from people who would seek to use their power for evil. So there you go. It makes sense to me at least, and I don't think Kishi is a poor enough writer to recycle past content by making Madara the Jubi's host. Great review, by the way, short and sweet. I feel as if next week's chapter will be exceptionally exciting. And one more thing, would you consider reviewing this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? Like it or not, it's a very important episode content-wise. Toby unmasking. I'd be interested in hearing your opinion on Studio Pierrot's rendition of it. I really don't. The unmasking, Toby's unmasking, and that was horrible for me. And I don't like the anime. I've got to where I just most of it is just some of the action parts are pretty cool, but. No. Another reason that the anime was something I didn't, once I got caught up and was reading the chapters, is I want to be speculating about the future, and when we go back to watch stuff like that, you have to really watch spoilers, because some people just watch the anime, and so you have to make sure you get spoilers, and it's going back. It's just weird. It's like going back to a chapter. It's you've already covered thoroughly, and it's like, okay, here we are again. So no, I do appreciate you asking me that, and I'll think about it. Your request, but I'm probably not going to do it. Like I say, I really don't. I don't watch the anime, so. And if I did, I'd review it. But anyway, I really do appreciate. Your question. Now, I really appreciate the way you laid out all your ideas on this. That's awesome. That's what this is about. Viewer comments. See how much time we've got into this. Wow. Wow. Less than 35 minutes. It's not that much. Okay. A. Ismail, you are the last person to comment this week on Viewer Comments. Except for me. A. Ishmael. You're killing me, Kishimoto. Haven't we seen all this before? Some new wrinkle needs to happen soon. I'm concerned about that as well. Let's hope not. I have a feeling something somewhere along the lines Madara is going to get bitten in the back, figuratively speaking. Madara continues to make the manga entertaining all by himself, although at this point If I were Naruto, I'd be calling hacks right about now. The dude is binding these 9 behemoths of death and destruction without really putting in any noticeable effort. I just don't see how he can be defeated. Madara continues to be menacing on the battlefield. He's taking on all 9 Bijus at once, without even batting an eyelash. Hell, he even knocked back every one of them. I'm interested in seeing how they can counter such a powerful enemy. Right now, the only thing I can come up with is think, Shikamaru, think. Just push the responsibility to someone else. Still really like Madara better than I did Obito. It's just more entertaining. It is. He's just way better. Well, then when he was in Toby, but please God, I don't want to go back to this. Serenity now. All right, moving forward. Why is Obito alive? Still youthful and still able to stand up. Not only has he had all his Bijus extracted, has used Rang Tensei, has Black Zetsu attached on his side, but he now had the entire Gedomazu statue summoned from his shoulder. I would think that he would suffer at least crippling physical injuries from that latter. That's a lot. That is, you put it down there very well. That's a lot. It's just having this guy. The 9-tailed beasts were built up to be these massive chakra leviathans. But now Madara is taking all 9 at once. I understand he has Hashirama's power and his own, but he should be struggling to tame even half of the tailed beasts. Akatsuki spent volume after volume trying to tame one of them, and they were in pairs. Some even struggled with their respective beasts. The Gedomazu statue is the body of the Jubi. Obito shoved all the Bijus in it, so I think the Gedo statue has experienced all the Bijus already. This time it would take a long time, like it did when Akatsuki tried to seal the Bijus, and with Hashirama's power, sealing Bijus would go faster. Okay, this is something that's been mentioned. I really do appreciate your comments. Awesome stuff. I mean, if you could bring one person back, the person that you should, of course, bring back, if Obito does bring back anybody back, is the first. And this has already been said before. If he brought the first back, he's the one that could deal with Madara. And he could probably even turn his own sort of face on his chest against Madara. I mean, that looks like the only thing that makes any sense. That'd be the only person that makes any real sense for him to bring back that's dead right now. So, anyway, that's just my opinion. Also, I want to go ahead and say this. Okay, now that we're done with Naruto. Viewer comments. Great job, everyone. And I'm going to keep saying it because it's still true. And new people that are new to the channel, I mean, you've seen viewer comments now, you see them later. This week, even though there wasn't as much, and I keep trying to do it, this is about a day and a half after I did my original review, which is, for me, is about perfect, if I can, because it was a day early. And if I can get it out a day and a half later, that would be phenomenal, or 2 days, so that would just be, I just love that. Quick turnaround, everybody can watch it, and, while it's still fresh in their minds. Okay. We're done. Okay, I want to talk about Kill la Kill. If you don't want to hear about it, then that's what I'm talking about. Then that's where we're going, and I'll talk to you later. No problems. All right. This series is awesome. The only thing that turns people off is the fan service is high, but everything else is through the roof. It's one of the best things I've ever freaking seen, anime-wise or whatever. The entertainment value, the story, it is tight. It is amazing. I don't ask people very often try things or do stuff or what have you, but I'm telling you, people that have seen this, even just one watching it, it's on Crunchyroll. Okay, if you have a subscription, that's awesome, and you can always at Crunchyroll. If you've never gone there, they usually give you like a 2-week free thing, first 2 weeks free or whatever. So, but Crunchyroll, Kill la Kill, I'm telling you, it is amazing. Now I'm not saying nudity, but it is a lot of fan service. It just is, okay? but everything else about it is just freaking awesome. I can't express more how, you know, anybody that doesn't have a problem with fan service, please go watch Kill la Kill. I'm just saying, you're doing yourself a favor if you don't like it. If you watch it, if you saw this and you watch it and you still don't like it, and then you come back and tell me that. That's cool. But I'm telling you, it's extremely high percentage of people that like it, and the only reason I've seen people give they don't like it is the fan service. So do yourself a favor. All right, that's a unpaid for commercial for Kill la Kill, which is freaking amazing. Man, I saw all the Death Note. I've seen Sword Art Online. I've seen some other stuff like that. I don't have the biggest breadth of knowledge in anime, but I've seen those series, and I'm telling you, this thing is just so phenomenally awesome. Okay, and I could probably keep doing this for about 20 minutes. I love this series. I'm telling you, I've spent usually at least an hour talking away. I'm talking to other people away from the viewer comments and everything else about the series. And this week, I think I spent at least 2 hours talking about this last episode. The show, it's 11 shows in. I'm keeping going, right? So everyone was warned, right? It was done with that. It's Kill la Kill time here. So it's only 11 episodes in. There's 25 that are supposed to be produced. I'm telling you, you do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Go check this thing out. It is amazing. The story there, everything. It's crazy. It's got a little bit of everything in it. All right, I'm done. I appreciate everyone listening to me rant and all the good times. When Naruto's gone, I'm going to miss this. But as an older person, I realize, and if you listen to anything I say, enjoy things while they're there, people. Enjoy them while they're there. The world keeps turning. Things keep moving on. And while you're having fun and while you're with people you're having a good time with and making comments and talking and enjoying each other's companies, enjoy that, because it only lasts so long. Just the truth. I have to tell you that. There you are. All right. That's the way this channel works. Anybody can be an anime fan. You can always subscribe. You can always unsubscribe. You can do anything you want to, like watch Kill la Kill. See you next time.